everybody, it's Suzanne. Welcome to Vibe Tribe. If you're not a member yet, I thought this would be a really cool time for me to be able to walk you through an actual month so that you can see what it is that you might be interested in doing. So I'm going to navigate this thing, and you know how I am with technology, so we're going to kind of bear with me here. When you get into the very first page of the Vibe report, you do your login. It will have your little welcome up in this area where we say, hello, Suzanne. And I want you to note that I have maybe a blue bar on the top here. That's because I actually am the person that maintains this site as well as Kelsey. So yours won't show a blue bar on top. I just want to point that out really quickly. But let's get to the modules because this is the super cool, exciting part about Vibe. And this is why I think everybody should get on board. Remember, we've only got this open for 1 week. We only do 1 week, 2 times a year. We do that for a couple of reasons. It's a limited time offer because it takes a lot to construct this thing and continually maintain it. So we really only open the membership 2 times a year, but I think it's super important for you to take a look at this. There's a lot for your money here, and there is really a lot going on right now. So you might want to consider having a tool such as Vibe to navigate these crazy times in energy. So we're going to start and use September as the so-called model, but this is indeed up and running. And if you're a Vibe member, you already have this. And as soon as you become one, you will get this. So you're getting a sneak peek of September. So the modules come each month. They're the same module segments, but the actual content obviously changes. Now, I try really hard to give the content the most current spin on things. I try for the theme, the energy, the information to really pinpoint what's happening in your meat body and what's happening in our cosmos and in our world. So really note that this stuff is not old material by any means each and every month. And the cool part is if you're a little too busy and you can't quite get to it right away, there's a couple of options here. We have archives because they're always archivable. And the cool part for you people that are getting in on September and forward, signing up today through this launch for the week, you actually get a little boost. You get the extra meditations from all the way back. Nothing else is archivable except those meditations, but there's several of them, so that's kind of an added bonus. So the other thing that's pretty cool that we're starting in October is we're going to try our best to actually do a live Q&A 2 to 3 weeks after the landing of each month. So for example, if September landed today, within 2 to 3 months, Kelsey and I are going to do a live webcast call-in scenario where you can actually give us a holler via right directly live online to get your answers as far as what this information needs. So we're going to go through September now, and we're going to take a little peek. All you do is you navigate down to this bar. You've got this little view button. We're going to start first with the energy update. Now, you're clicking on that. And again, the energy update is something that Suzanne me writes at the very last minute. So this is really current information. So I want you to I'm going to scroll down to give you kind of a feeling of how cool this is. We've got awesome photos. We've got lots and lots of information. We've got links back to everything. And this is giving you just a little bit of a feeling how long just that simple energy report is. At the very same time, I want you to look over here on the right-hand side of the page where the cursor is, because these are the other resources that you can navigate at any time. So you can always hit the home button, updates from Suzanne. Those are little videos that I put in along the way for Vibe members. The forums we're going to talk about in a minute. And then, of course, these are all the archivable places for you. So this stuff is awesome to keep in a library. So when you're done with that particular energy report, we're going to look down at the bottom here. You can save it to your favorites, which means that you can start your own sort of like archives of the things that you really love the most. And then you can go back or view the next module by this last button down here. So we are going to click next, but first I'm going to scooch down here just a little bit further and point out that this is a place where you can leave a reply. Now, part of the reason why I created Vibe in the first place is for a community of like-minded people. I wanted a place where we could actually feel comfortable putting our little comments or our questions or sharing our stories on. And this is the perfect place. So if that energy report resonated for you, or maybe you want more information on it per se, or you want to share a story about it, this right here, Leave Reply Place, is the place to put it. Now, Kelsey and I monitor this pretty closely. So if you've got a question, this is the place where you do that, and we will get back to you for everyone to see the answer. So pretty cool. So we're going to click next, and we're going to move forward to the very next module. And again, these modules are the same each month, obviously information being different. Now, the Oracle card is kind of a cool part. What the Oracle card is the first thing I actually do every time I'm preparing this information. The Oracle card gives me a basis to work from as far as a theme. So I meditate for a moment on the actual Oracle cards. I'm using the same deck every time at this point because there's 144 cards. We can go for a long time, but this deck is one of my favorite decks to use. It's super cool. It's very, very beautiful. I have a link on there for you to see the actual photographs of the card because due to copyright, I can't post them on my site, but you're certainly welcome to go online and find them. And we give you that link. But the information of that Oracle card every single month gives me sort of an umbrella theme. And every time I pull one or have somebody pull one for me on this, every single time it seems to be perfect information or perfect subject matter for what's going on in the big bad world out there. So, Oracle reading, this is kind of, we're going to scroll down, and again, everything on this right-hand side of my right-hand side of the bar is available to you to flip-flop back and forth. So, I give you the actual information on what that card means, traditional meaning-wise, art-wise, etc. But then I start to break it down from my perspective. So this is Suzanne's outlook on that card per what is happening in the current energies of the moment and how that's affecting you on all planes, meaning spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. So I try my best to really hone in on what's really important for the moment. Now, ironically, this is the coolest one for, I think, the time to kick off a new campaign because this is all about taking responsibility for manifesting. It's our job as human beings to actually get content, get information, get stuff inside of this brain that we can pull from, and then there's where we start our manifesting from. So hopefully you're going to see that this Vibe community is a place where you can indeed get current and reliable content. So this shows you a little bit. We're going to scroll down very easily here. How do I take responsibility? Each time I do a Oracle card reading, I try my best to give tips for each plane of existence. I give physical plane, like your body. What's the tips for my body? And then I do mind and emotion and ultimately spiritual. So my goal as the developer of Vibe is to give you tactical, hands-on things. Nothing drives me more crazy than when I'm online searching for information and I get these fluffy kind of channels, and I'm not knocking other people. You can go to whomever resonates with you. But for me as a person who's searching for tactical, hands-on information, because I still have that 3D brain in there, I want to know what to do. So a lot of my goal in developing this is to give you the to-dos. So hopefully this is going to help you out here. We've got a little link here that's called the Meet Memo, and that's what we're going to get to next. So I cross-reference a lot of times between the pages to show you that this is all developed as one cohesive curriculum. They're individual modules, but it's one cohesive curriculum with one single monthly theme per the energies of the time. So this is cool stuff. We're going to go down a little bit more here. This month I'm telling you some ways to do ritual. And again, at the bottom, you have the opportunity now to save this as a favorite. But remember, they're always archivable, so you don't even have to necessarily favorite, but you can. And then we've got the option to go previous, which would bring you back to that energy report, or in our case, we're going to go to the next module. I also want to very quickly, again, highlight on the bottom, each thing has that place to leave a reply, a story, a comment, a question. These are important because the whole entire premise of making Vibe Tribe is so that you and I have a place of community of like-minded people. So don't be afraid to ask the questions or share the stories, because I am not the only teacher here. We are all teachers, and I am not the only student here. We are all students. We are all on the same playing field of doing this the way that's important for us, and we learn from one another. And that's my whole point in doing this whole Vibe Tribe. So this area of learning from one another is super important. So I'm going to move us to the next module. And again, this is easily navigatable. If Suzanne can do it, anybody can do it. Trust me, because that's how it works with me in technology. Meat memo. This is one of my favorite things. If you go to my classes or my meditations, oftentimes refer to the physical body as your meat sack or your meat and bone body. And a lot of people chuckle about that, but it is very real. These dense things that we walk around in are the actual vehicle of our experience here. So the meat memo is one of, I think, the most important pieces. Not that they're not all important, because they go together. But it's important for us to know that this meat memo in and of itself gives you very specific things on what to do per the monthly theme. So again, we start here. This month's card pull was Ace of Swords. And so when we have that card, then we are going to learn, what do we do with this meat body in conjunction with that information. And in this case, I talk about the individual as well as the collective level. And it shows you how much, when we're scrolling down, information is in here for the monthly price of $33 or that discounted price for an annual fee. You are getting huge amounts of information. Now, one of the things I think that we're coming up against with Vibe, and we're finding out, is a lot of people are so busy that sometimes they feel like, I don't know if I want to spend the price of $33 or $200 and some dollars an annual for this, because that's a lot of stuff and I don't have time. Point being, it's archivable. This is like a virtual library for you. This is going nowhere. And we all have time, or we can make the time, depending on what is important to our spiritual growth or our third dimensional growth on a daily basis. This stuff is information that's going to help your body, your mind, and your spirit and your soul. So hopefully you're going to see the value in this as we continue through each module. Now, again, there's a reply spot, but I'm going to hit next, knowing you can also go previous and back to where we were before. Next part is one of the coolest things I think I get feedback on. Each month, I do a meditation per the information. So in this case, when we're talking about manifestation, law of attraction, this particular meditation has some information on the top, as it does each month, but then we have the actual downloadable area for the meditation. These meditations are usually running between probably 30 minutes is a long one, so 20 to 30 minutes right in there. We have two options also on this, because some people love the music and some people like no music. So you have two options. You always, every month, have the option of the meditation with music and without. And for those of you that know me and do work with me more often, you know that my son Ryan is the one that does original music for us at our live meditations. And he is kind enough that every single month he personally makes original music per whatever this meditation is. So it's really cool, really unique information and cool music. So check it out, because in and of itself, this is worth the fee every month, in my opinion. Gosh. Okay, we're going to keep going. Next module. And again, for you people that are signing up in September, if I go back, in fact, you know what? Let's go back, because that's a cool thing to remind you of. Oh, I goofed up. I want to go back. All you do is scroll down, hit previous, and boom, automatically, we're right back at meditation. Super cool, huh? So what I wanted to say is, for those of you that are signing up in September, I want to remind you the really cool thing for you is you actually get all of the archives from beginning the last 6 months. So 6 times 2 is over 12 meditations for free on top of what you're signing up for. So that's pretty cool. It's an extra bonus. The other things are not archivable for you to get into, like the memos and the energy updates, but all meditations will be available for you new people, starting now going backwards. Okay, so now we're clicked ahead again, and this is one of the fun things that we do. We do a video session each month, and sometimes it would be like a practitioner video. For example, in the past, we've done shamanic bodywork practitioner. We've done a chiropractor who does cranial sacral. I'm planning on doing tarot readers. We did divination already. We did all kinds of different things. And each month I try to expand it so that you have cool new other modalities to bring into your healing world and expose you to new and exciting things. Sometimes on a month, like every other month or every third month, it's me on here doing an actual video session because there's important information what's going on right now in the collective. And so if something is happening where I feel that I need to maybe present some curriculum further and it's intricate and I need to be able to video it and have some visuals for you, I'll take the place of this actual video session. So it can be me or it can be another practitioner. Again, we can log this as a favorite right here. We can always be jumping over here on the right-hand bar for anything else we need to do. And of course, we can view previous, next, and once again, down below is where we can leave a reply. Super important to communicate with your Vibe members. Get to know one another. It's pretty nice. Next, this is something that I try my best to kind of align with, again, that umbrella concept. So if the umbrella concept is the month of September about law of attraction, I want to kind of go out of the box a little bit because we know law of attraction with Esther Hicks, and that Abraham Hicks is really pretty much the well-known one. So I want to always stretch it a little bit and give you something new. So this particular month, I brought out E Squared book by Pam Grout. Now she has a series of books, but this particular one is a different way to teach you how to manifest. So again, the cool tool usually tries its best to be under that umbrella of whatever the theme is for the month. So in this case, I highlighted that one book, but we always give you the link down here for her whole entire site so that you can then find more products from her. So this kind of rounds down the module portion. So to summarize, you get 6 modules every single solitary month. And those are the things that we just went through. Always has a place for a reply, always has a place that you can communicate with other members and or me. But then we've got a place to do that even further, and it's called the forums. So we're going to click over here on the right-hand side of the page, community resources over here. I'm going to go to the forums button, and this is a super cool opportunity for our so-called membership to grow. Now, we were super excited the first time because we thought we were going to get maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 people to sign up. We had 100 people sign up the first go round, and they've been rocketed ever since. You're going to see here on the forum page, they're chatting. And this is the best way for us to extend our community in terms of getting to know one another viral online. And we're trying really hard to actually get together in person. You're going to see on the site too, there's a spot on my actual website that shows a little bit about our very first Vibe get together, which was solstice in the June period for 2017 here. Whole big celebration where 60 Vibe members were on track with doing fire ceremony, prayer ceremony. We did peace pipes. We did dancing. It was so super cool. And then, of course, eating and drinking because it's all about community. So we're trying our best to bring Vibe live. So the more the merrier. So please consider getting on board. So back to the forums here. This is a neat opportunity to find out information further. Now, we originally set actual content over here in the form of the ascension process. You can see the actual categories for now. This is on there because our bodies are really struggling with ascension symptoms. And if you're not aware of that and what that means, go back to my blog on my regular homepage and start reading about ascension. But you can see how much activity goes on here and how many posts are going on. Ask Suzanne is just simple questions. You're always open to reading those answers and Q&As. Ghosts and Paranormal has been a super fun one. We've got this one monitored by Katie, who just kicks it because she's the head of Minnesota Paranormal, and she's an awesome little investigator, and she has such cool stuff to share, so she's really fun. Meditation and out-of-body experiences, those are sharing from actual members because they had Q&As on those. Spirit and Angel Guides and Fairies is monitored by Natalie Fowler, and she is an author who does amazing work with spirits and fairies and is a practitioner herself, so cool, cool lady. Starseeds and Aliens is our next one over here, who is monitored by Jane McNett, and she is a woman who is amazing at catching orbs and does sky watching and really connects to the alien realm and gives us some really wicked out there information. It's one of my favorite things to read. And then ultimately, still looking for an answer, ask the community. This one seems to be kind of like that place if you don't have an answer in your own head for something. This is a good go to. And monitor this if you're a Vibe member, because you too will find a lot of questions that you have in your mind probably are going to end up here. So ultimately, to give you a summarization, then we have got absolutely all that going on for Vibe Tribe, and we are looking for new members. We're looking to expand it, and we are so completely excited to move into live Q&A webcasting within the next month here. So the more the merrier. This again is a very limited time offer. It's only up for that week. Keep watching those emails and tap in as soon as you possibly can, because we want you on board, and we're not going to be able to open it again for 6 whole months. That's a lot of content when this life is crazy right now. So it's archivable, it's shareable. Do the work, get on board. We want you as a Vibe member. So hopefully we'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching.